Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grip Lock, Foundation Disc Golf's weekly podcast. I'm Hunter, joined as always by Trevor and Konner.
Hey, Hunter.
Has it been a while since all three of us have been here?
I don't know.
I think
asked in a very high-pitched voice.
I think last time we said that it had been a while.
No, well, you were gone.
You were gone last week.
You were gone last week.
Was I gone last
You
week?
were gone Monday.
Yeah,
I was gone.
I feel like it's been a hot minute.
So it might have been a little bit. I don't know.
We're going to start it off.
Hot minute.
We're going to start off the show with a little Patreon question of the week. Throw it over to Kristin Tatar missing Vegas and a few other injury updates. A little Trevor's trivia. Talk through the rough start to the season for a few players out in Arizona. Ask a little question about.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I don't want to tell you what the question is going to be because y'all aren't ready for it. And I want to throw you into the fire.
Okay. I love being thrown in the fire.
Bring in the bag back, and then we still have a little bit of off-season player tracking, believe it or not.
Whoa.
First, quick word from our sponsors. Breaking news! Manscaped now sells beard products. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
They're once again revolutionizing men's grooming with the brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. From a beard trim to a fresh shave, this technology behind their Beard Hedger Pro Kit allows you to shape your signature beard look. So you can finally use the Manscaped products to make your drapes match your carpet by going to manscaped.com and using the code GRIPLOCKED for 20% off and free shipping. It's time to tame your mane. No one likes a weird beard, so say goodbye to all your stubble trouble with Manscaped's Pro Beard Kit. It starts with the Beard Hedger. This thing's a juggernaut of fixing faces. First off,
I like
the cordless
great
trimmer
word of choice.
has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting links all with one guard. So no more messy drawer full of extra add-ons.
I genuinely do have a drawer of guards.
Yeah, the face grooming doesn't need to be hard. Just get 20 different beard links in just one guard. And on top of all that, it's waterproof. So you can shave in the shower to avoid all that hair in the sink. Will still go down your shower drain, but that's your plumber's problem. The titanium-coated T-blade is tough on hair but smooth on your face, leading to a single-stroke efficiency that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. The Pro Kit doesn't end there, though. They have created 4 dermatologist-tested formulations for your post-trim care. First off, there's the beard shampoo and conditioner.
Yes.
The kit also has Manscaped's beard oil.
Yes.
And you cap off the kit with a nice little beard balm.
Oh, I was hoping they said beard balm. I prefer beard balm over beard oil.
The Pro Beard Kit also comes with 3 free gifts, a beard brush, comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress.
No way.
None of this is me like acting up or anything. I'm acting up, but
You're acting up.
I'm very excited because I use a bunch of I use all the Manscaped products already, but I like to have like clean like all the same products.
That refined scent.
But
man.
like I have to find my beard products other places. So
Not
I hope
anymore.
I haven't tried their stuff yet, but I hope it's good because I will use it for a lifetime.
You can get 20% off and free shipping with the code GRIPLOCKED over at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com using the code GRIPLOCKED. Manscaped's Beard Hedger, one stroke, one guard, 20 links.
I'm gonna need all that stuff. I'm gonna need all of it.
Yeah.
Literally all of it.
All right, let's jump into our Patreon question of the week. So if you don't know what this is, basically every week we have a show called The Mailbag. It's exclusive to Patreons where it's a Q&A show.
It's a pretty dope show, though.
I haven't been on Mailbag in like 3 weeks.
We dish on all of the stuff, man.
Yeah, we also peel back the curtain, give you a little behind-the-scenes action.
Mailbag's a good
Low
time.
key, Brody might be on the next one.
He'll probably be on the next one, yeah.
So we'll be there.
But I wanted to highlight some of the best questions and bring them over here. So this one was from this past week. We actually had like 30-some questions at this past Mailbag.
Wow.
It was
That was
pretty
awesome.
Pretty goated into... You can head over to head over to patreon.com/Foundation Disc Golf if you want to check out everything we got going on over there. But this is the question: if you had to equate disc golf companies to mainstream companies, who would be Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Puma, and Jordan? Trevor and I answered this.
Sorry, I did not hear the question.
You have to equate
gosh.
disc golf manufacturers to mainstream companies. Who is Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Puma, Jordan? I want to hear what Konner has to say. Trevor and I can kind of go over what we decided
I got mine.
on.
I've got at least my first
We
few.
kind of threw Jordan out the window because
Yeah.
Jordan and Nike are the same.
The only way that would have made sense if Innova and Discmania were still partnered, those would have made like perfect sense. Now there's not really one that makes sense.
But Konner,
I'm going first off Nike.
One last thing. I'm so sorry. You could argue, I guess.
I forgot I said.
You could
let's
argue,
go
I guess,
Trevor.
Latitude and one of the Dynamic is the
Sure.
Nike Jordan. But
Yeah.
okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to go right off the bat here. I'm not going to think too much about it. I'm
Love
just going
it.
to say Nike, I'm going to say Discraft.
Okay.
Really popular, solid, at this point, kind of like I would say they're a stylish company in the sense of they've got the cool stamps, they've got the cool plastic, everybody likes it, whatever. Everybody's got to own a pair of Nikes, everybody's got to have a Discraft disc, right? I'm going Innova as Adidas. The reason I say that is because I feel like Adidas is much more in tune with the vintage community, and in the sense
That's a valid
of
point.
you can get a lot of vintage Adidas stuff that people freak out about, whether it's like parachute style pants or like a Adidas, like old 90s Adidas windbreaker. People freak out about the old vintage Adidas stuff.
That's actually a great
just like
point.
they freak out about old vintage Innova, the CE stuff like that. So just because of that specific market, I'm saying, and also they're still very relevant. There we go. So I'm going with there. What's my next one?
Under Armour.
Under Armour. I think Under Armour is practical. I wouldn't say Under Armour is the most stylish, the prettiest of the sports.
I like the way he's approaching this.
Yeah, he's
It's
going a lot
good.
differently
It's
than us.
good.
But I probably am going very different.
No, these are good answers.
These are good
though.
answers, though.
Yeah.
But it's very practical. They've got really great training shoes. They've got some running shoes in there. They've got really practical. Hunter's got some Under Armour pants on. They look
straight
great,
up.
but they're very
Practical, all
practical. So I'm gonna go with. I
also have Under Armour shoes on right now.
Practical.
Great, very
Hunter's
practical.
a practical guy.
He's a practical guy. So
What describes that?
Well, yeah,
I
who's
think
practical?
I think I'm going Prodigy.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, no nonsense in Prodigy. I wanted to go Discmania, but Discmania just hasn't had as much of a lineup lately. It's really hard to compare them to anything because
True.
they're in such a transition period. So I'm going Under Armour is Prodigy because Prodigy, they've got no nonsense approach to disc golf, until you get stuff like the Strider and stuff like that. But we'll forget that exists. And so yeah,
Dang.
I'm
Last
going
one,
there.
Puma.
Discmania. That seems very easy to me. For some reason, that is extremely, extremely easy. And I think it's because Puma, I immediately associate with a lot of soccer stuff. I feel like a lot of people who play soccer wear a lot of Puma, and Discmania is very European.
I think Trevor
I love the way that you approach those.
I also had a friend who was from South Africa, and he was a soccer player and wore a lot of Puma stuff, and he loved Discmania.
They have a big space in soccer. Yeah, Hunter and I approached it a lot more of like where the success of the business is at. We didn't
see, that makes sense.
But I think your answers were actually better than ours. I think going on like the brand
they were
identity.
very similar.
They were similar, yeah.
We went Nike Innova, Adidas Discraft, Under Armour. I think we went Discmania.
I don't remember, to be honest.
I think we went Under Armour
we did good
Discmania mainly because like the athletes representing Under Armour, they're like all hinged on one or two big guys.
Gotcha.
And
I don't know.
Under Armour's also
Yeah.
kind of fallen off in
Connor's-
recent years slightly, and so we were like, Under Armour has Steph Curry, and who's the other?
Jordan Spieth.
Jordan Spieth.
To name a couple.
Discmania has Simon Lizotte,
Okay.
Eagle McMahon falling off. Simon's out of there.
So you guys went more the player direction. I went more the
Well, we went
product
feel.
direction.
Because Under Armour feels like Discmania, and Puma we went MVP because Puma feels very MVP to me.
Okay.
They're kind of out there. They're kind of trending back in. They're getting more popular out of nowhere. But like you still kind of like if you're not in the know of what's cool, it still kind of like seems like the weird.
Gotcha.
They still seem weird.
Yeah.
Puma and Discmania seem to be the same thing to me.
Puma seems
I see it.
It's just because
I see it.
I don't know.
I see it. Yeah.
Nike and Adidas, I like your line of thought with it.
I really like
more
your line of
went
thought.
because I was more thinking like Nike's like you just walk into a sport, any sport,
True.
and you're just gonna fall into Nike.
That's very true.
And that's kind of how I view Innova. Whereas Adidas, like,
Well,
once
that
you're-
could be Discraft now. That was
is
Innova
true.
back in the day, but
I think it's still Innova.
true because Innova's still
Like,
in
if you-
Dix and
It
stuff
depends
like
where
that,
you
yeah.
go to find it.
Yeah.
Depends where you go.
I feel like
You're
you
right.
have a
No, you're
higher
right.
percent chance of buying an Innova starter set than
Yeah.
a Discraft starter set when you're,
You're
just
right.
walking into a sport. But then once you're
100%.
kind of into something and you start looking around, you start seeing other options, and Adidas makes a lot of great stuff. And like once you're in the fashion world, then
Yep.
you're like, oh, Adidas is way cooler. Adidas has
has
so much
cool
more
stuff.
Discraft. Once you're in the disc golf
Yep.
world, you're like, oh, Discraft's sick. Look at their team. They got blah. Then
I
you
get that.
transition
That
over.
makes a lot of
That's kind of
sense.
where we came from. But I like the vintage side that you were going with Adidas.
That was a very good
That was a
line of
very
thought.
good point. All right, well there you have it.
Honorable mention: Skechers. Who is Skechers?
Gateway.
No. See, man.
We got to talk about the Skechers thing on
Why?
the banter. We got to talk about it on the banter. Just wait for the banter.
Yeah,
Does
just
Connor
wait.
think Skechers are cool
No,
again?
wait,
They're
no,
making it
no.
I
This is
just-
not.
I was
Everybody,
asking
calm
if you
down.
fucking asked
This is
about
about
it
to go
right now.
off the rails.
I'm
We
just
can't talk about
I just
it.
asked a simple question.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
the
relate
answer
to
to that
disc golf.
question is no, and it's not going to relate to disc
Why
golf.
can't Skechers be Gateway?
We need to jump. We need to
I'll
jump
talk
out
about
of
it
this.
later.
We need to
Talk
jump
about it
out of
later.
this subject.
Would you say Skechers is Gateway?
I don't feel
Who would
comfortable.
you-
No, I would not say Skechers.
Who would you
is
say
Gateway
Skechers is?
because in my opinion, Skechers makes really these days. Skechers makes very high quality products.
You don't think the Gateway makes high quality stuff?
Their last shipment
All
was really
right,
good.
and
This is why I
that
didn't want to
takes
get
us
into
on
this.
to
I don't feel
Kristin
comfortable.
Who do you
Tatar.
think is
things.
Skechers?
I don't know.
That takes
I
us-
was more just making a joke.
That takes
No,
us
you
on
have to pick a brand.
Okay. Okay, so for Skechers, I would say high quality product, but seems irrelevant.
Okay, so who you think?
Oh, I know who I would say.
Skechers-
Millennium.
Great answer.
Millennium.
DGA.
Legacy.
Legacy is another great
Legacy,
answer.
actually, I kind of see.
Another great
but
answer.
Legacy doesn't like. I view the Skechers are lame. Let's just be honest. That's how they're viewed.
I think.
So. What
I'm
company is
changing my
kind of
answer.
lame?
I'm
But
changing
that's
my
why I don't feel
answer.
comfortable answering this.
I'm changing my answer. No offense, DGA.
Okay.
I feel like DGA is like the ugly stepsister of Discraft to a certain extent.
Oh,
Like they got some great stuff. Once you get in DGA, they have some incredible flyers, great feeling plastic. But when you're like on the outside looking in, like if someone pulls out like a Quake, yes. Does it fly incredible? Yes.
Yeah,
Is it probably a better Buzz OS?
Dude,
yes.
you're a hater, bro.
But if you see someone pull a Quake out of your bag, you're like,
me and DGA are like this.
We should add a
they?
segment to the show.
Not
DGA hates you.
Not anymore. They didn't like me.
We should add a segment to the show called "Help Me Find That Disc,"
Me and Discmania
it should
like
be.
this, though.
We should allow.
Shout out Dana.
We should allow Discraft. Blah, blah, blah. We should allow grip locked viewers to submit in the slot they're looking for, and us make suggestions to them. Mainly because I'm still trying to find someone to replace my Spirit, and I need help.
have you
won't-
tried the Flick to overstable? Your Spirit was a weird Spirit.
It was no, that's
You
what I'm
won't
saying. I
find
tried
it,
a
man.
new Spirit. I put a new Spirit in my bag. Way too overstable. It's a fast tilt.
So you want a less stable.
Did
I
you
need
try
a
it
less
in the
stable
disc that
Spirit,
Gateway sent you?
but I need it to feel like a Spirit though, because I try to forehand destroyers and I'm cheeks at it. I can't.
But you
my
want
forehand's
something-
gone.
Okay,
Basically,
let's
shallower.
pause here. You want something to fly like a destroyer, though.
it's
forehand.
destroyer-esque. I would say it's got a little bit more fade, but it's got about the same amount of like high speed turn to it.
Have you tried a Photon Photon?
No, I have not.
I feel like because like the
Is it
the
is
Spirit,
it is it kind of shallow?
the Spirit you liked kind of
little
shallow and
bit-ish.
you liked flat.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yes, flat and
I
shallow.
think
need
you
something
might like
that.
a Proton Photon.
I've got a photon.
Okay, all right. I'll give it a shot.
It needs to be Proton though,
It's
because I
not,
think
mine's neutron, but it is flat. It's
you can
not as
try the
stable.
neutron. It won't be as stable.
You need
Okay.
a proton photon.
But I think a Proton.
So
Let's
we
try a
get-
Proton Photon.
Okay,
This guy a
thank
proton
you. I
photon.
needed that. And the Spirit
Proton,
went,
you just
on
need to try the
forehand. That
proton
Spirit
photon.
went far too, which I feel like.
Photons
You
go
know,
pretty
that
far.
That's what
Driver's gonna go
I
far.
forehand my Photon all the time.
He does.
All right,
That's all
thank
I
you.
do. There you go.
I needed that.
All right, we had
That
a
was
little
a fun
update.
segment.
That was a fun
Skechers,
segment.
Skechers.
We had a little update news drop on Instagram.
Kristin Tatar dyed her hair.
Tatar, well,
Back to dark.
that was not what I was going to bring up, but yes, she did.
That was what she posted first, wasn't it?
No way.
Is that in here? I think the
It was,
How long
it
could
was,
we talk
she
about
posted
that?
that before this post.
Okay, well that's not what I was going to bring up.
How much time do we think we could squeeze out of that?
5-10 minutes at least. But no, so obviously Kristin had surgery this offseason. She is getting back into disc golf.
What
but
did she have surgery on? Wait, we know it's her elbow, right? But
correct. I don't know what exactly.
Did she have Tommy Juan?
I don't know. I don't know exactly what it was. Tommy John. What is that? Tommy John, it's like a common, it's mostly in baseball, but it
Yeah.
makes sense to start becoming in disc golf.
I was just saying.
Tennis
I-
elbow.
Nope.
Yep. So she can start playing disc golf more and more. Today was, or at this point, 20 hours ago, today was the second time she had played since her surgery. And basically, she won't be starting in the All-Star event or LVC, but will begin her
Dang.
season at Waco.
Down
So
bad.
we will not be seeing Kristin Tatar start of the season. And
That's
she is
tough.
coming off of an injury,
And
which
no Val Mandujano either. So
That's what I was gonna
Kat
say.
and Paige are licking their chops right now.
that kind of
looking at
brings
LVC.
in there's a lot of injury storylines of big players coming into this year. On FPO, we have Valerie Mandujano, that ankle sprain, going to be missing part of the beginning part of the season. Also, more key thing for her, just transitioned to Discraft.
Yeah.
Now going to be missing a big part of learning her new bag heading into the season.
Yeah.
So she'll be she does have her sister who's played with Discraft
That
for a
helps.
year.
Definitely helps.
But her sister also has ulterior motives of trying to get back onto the
That
lead
is true,
series
a
team.
revenge
So,
tour.
Wow.
just kidding.
She's also getting married in 10 days, man. She's got a
is
lot
also
going
getting
on
married.
right
A lot
now.
going on, Val Mandujano. So when she makes her comeback, it'll be very interesting to see. Kristin Tatar, we know her injury. Eagle McMahon, he has been vocal that he is back, ready to go. If you look at his Instagram reel he posted, he seems very scared to throw the forehand.
Dude, I swear to you, I'm gonna go ahead and put a hot take out here.
Okay.
I can't wait.
That Instagram video of him throwing those forehands it reminded me of that time Brody was playing Ripped with us and accidentally, faked throwing the bad forehand. I think that Eagle I think he's putting on a show.
He's scared.
But you would.
I'm gonna rewatch it.
It
It
is
looks
so
really,
obvious.
really
it is so obvious
I
that
think
he
that
wouldn't
he's
post
just that
it.
hesitant.
I don't think he would post it.
It looks like somebody
I think he's putting on a show. I think he just show up to LBC and his first forehand is going to come out 450 feet.
I think it looks like somebody who has spent days and days and days watching disc golf videos about how to throw a forehand, and then went out and threw a forehand without doing it before, but knowing all the things.
No,
Like there ain't no way,
here's
dude.
what it is.
There ain't no
what
way.
What it is he's scared to get. If you watch,
No, it makes sense.
That makes sense, but
with
it's
his
just
injury.
It's just like I don't think he would post that.
he did. That's how he throws a forehand now. It seems.
I don't know, dude.
I
don't. Here's what I say. If
Especially the video is like,
if he posts another one of him throwing forehands like that, I might be calling BS on that.
No, because I think if you look at
He might be
pictures,
pulling our
if
leg.
you look at pictures of what is this? Does he have a Simon cut out of a Crush Boy sticker on here? That's freaking funny.
That's hilarious.
Okay. If you look at pictures of Eagles throwing forehands, like his elbow got so far ahead of his arm.
Yeah,
When he
it's very
threw
true.
good forehands, like it looked like you're like, how's that guy not hurt? He is now. If you look at this now, he's like trying to make sure his elbow doesn't get ahead. So he's like, he's rotating his upper body
It's just
so
like
much that he's like protecting himself.
It's just like this close to the season, like posting yourself throwing that like obviously just like barely even chipping it forehand. Like, what's the motive there? Like, what are you hoping to gain from that?
That was just it's such a timid forehand.
I don't like if that's all his forehand can do. Like, there's no way he would even throw it in an event.
Well, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
It doesn't even
is-
look like it's useful.
What I'm saying is like he also in there had where it looked like it was a little bit of a longer hole. He was throwing lefty still.
If he has a wide open hyzer, he might as well. I mean, he literally birdied that like 3 times in a row.
This is what I hope. I hope he slaughters. I hope he comes back and he just destroys.
Yeah, I don't want to see
everyone.
Eagle injured, man.
I hope he does too.
Gosh, dude.
I hope he does
also
too,
hope
but
Kristin.
He needs some redemption after the way that he hurt his
Kristin,
himself.
I think last year, Kristin, like you could tell her distance seemed a little bit weaker, and especially her forehand, which wasn't really going far, and she was probably like in pain or timid with it. I hope that like post surgery, she just like adds distance and like just becomes even more dominant. Because imagine if she had more distance on her forehand, because that was one thing she really lacked.
Here's a question. So Kristin and Eagle obviously have different injuries, but same body area.
Yeah.
One had surgery, one did not. Where are you more timid? If you are coming off of a surgery going in, or if you didn't have surgery and you're
Coming
trying to
off of a surgery.
No, I think if you didn't have surgery, because if you're coming off of a surgery, it depends on the surgery. But let me just use the example of Tommy John. If you are getting Tommy John surgery to fix your elbow, there is a whole host of evidence.
Can I get a brief synopsis of what that means?
I'll
there is
just
a
Google
ligament.
it.
There is a ligament in your elbow that can tear, and it is
Okay.
very
So
popular
you're getting
among
rebuilt,
and you're getting it repaired basically, and it is very popular amongst baseball pitchers. They called it the Tommy John surgery because I believe
Tommy John got it.
Yeah, I believe it was either the doctor or it was the player who had to first
It's
get it.
ulnar collateral ligament reconstruction.
Yeah.
Also known
So
as Tommy John.
here's
Okay,
what
got
if
it,
I
got it.
am getting Tommy John, I know that there is a whole host of evidence in front of me of players who have gotten Tommy John, and this happens all the time in baseball, and they come back either just as strong or even stronger sometimes, and they're fine. Like there's that evidence in front of you that if I get this surgery and I do the correct steps, I have that reassurance of I did the right thing. It's repaired. My elbow is fine now. It's repaired. You're gonna certainly be a little bit timid, but you have that reassurance. If you don't get surgery, you're just thinking like, is this thing healing, or is my next forehand gonna just break it again? Like I think having the surgery, it's because you have the precedent of what that surgery has done before to other athletes, to where you at least, and you also know you did something very actionable to fix it. And don't get me wrong, it also just depends on the personality type of the player, I think. And also, what surgery it was, because we don't know what surgery it was. But if it's like a ligament repair and you literally go from having a torn ligament to a repaired ligament versus if you're in an Eagle situation and you don't know and there isn't a repair, like I don't know the specifics of either of their cases completely. But to me, it's like I'd much rather come off the surgery because at least
I'm with you. It very much depends on the surgery, because something like that where there's evidence that you're gonna be okay
Right.
afterwards. But then there's also surgeries that they know that once you get the surgery, you're still gonna be in pain. The rest of your life.
It could
Like,
be a
still
surgery
not-
where
yeah.
they're like, hey, this should fix the problem, but it could, and then in that
That's
case,
why I hear about a lot of knee surgeries. Like
Yeah.
if you get knee surgeries, it's like it's technically going to help you, but your knees are still going to hurt the rest of your life, and you're probably still going to hurt them.
Two
like,
questions.
over and over
First,
again.
we're positive
situational.
Eagle. We're positive Eagle didn't get surgery, right?
I don't believe he did.
I have no idea.
I was just thinking through that. I'm like, almost positive this dude didn't get surgery.
I don't
Like,
think we
imagine
would've
we do
heard
this.
something about
Imagine
it.
we do this whole segment and all the comments are like,
I don't
idiots.
remember
Eagle
ever
has surgery.
seeing.
Sounds familiar.
I don't
It's
remember.
happened many times.
It's happened many times. That's why I brought it up, because we didn't plan this segment. I just had the question. Regardless, surgery, no surgery, whatever ended up happening. I'm more timid coming back into disc golf post surgery, personally. Mainly
I feel the
because
same way.
there's no evidence in disc golf. We've never seen someone come back from a surgery in disc golf. So, like, yeah, there might be evidence in other sports.
That doesn't matter.
It matters
The disc
drastically.
golf throwing motion is way less strenuous than a baseball throwing.
But it's also way different.
It's not. On
It is.
forehand, it's really not that different because
It's way lower.
There are pitchers who throw sidearm in baseball and sometimes submarine. It is very.
But that's not a super common thing. And also, like, I'd have to look into, like,
It's pretty common.
but I mean, from when I've watched baseball, I haven't watched a ton, obviously.
There are thousands of guys. There are
But now I'd have to look at,
thousands
like-
of guys who have thrown
I'd have to
sidearm
look
and
at
have gotten
data.
Tommy John.
I'd have to look at that data of, like, but still the resistance of a baseball and how my fingers are gripped versus a disc and the weight
Baseball
resistance.
is basically the worst thing you can do for your elbow. That is a very known thing in baseball. Is like it is basically the worst thing you can do.
But disc golf's not popular enough to be in that conversation.
I would agree, but just based on the fact that there is so much less strain on your elbow, and this is coming from a guy. Let me bring my own experience to this. I had elbow issues playing baseball my whole life. To this day, I think my elbow is still in disrepair to where if I went out and threw 70 pitches right now, my elbow would be like hanging on by a thread. Disc golf does not do that to my elbow.
Because your arm's in a different slot.
It's less strain on your elbow. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you.
But it's a different strain on your elbow. So if you've got a
Slightly,
disc golf injury,
But I'm just
and
telling
had a
you, as
baseball
somebody who's
surgery,
thrown both, the baseball is so much worse on your elbow.
I'm sure it's worse in a different way.
I don't think
I'm
it's
just
that
saying
different.
there's no, at least you can agree with me that there's no evidence of what you're talking about in disc golf.
Yes.
So I, post-surgery, go through surgery. I also know surgery has this long road of recovery that, like, I'm more timid.
But at least you're
Post-surgery.
recovering from an actual fix, whereas you're just other option. You're just counting on your body to heal, and maybe it did, and maybe it didn't, and you don't know.
But if I like him,
That's just a
if I'm
guessing
just
game.
coming back and I would be less timid.
and this is if you have a diagnosis. If I didn't have a diagnosis, then I'm not even thinking about surgeries. But if I know this is what happened to me, and I know surgery fixes this right now, here's your path, versus, well, you could just try and let it heal. Because if you remember, Eagles' like road to recovery was really weird. It was like, I might play, I might not play, I might take this break, I might not. I come back for one event, I don't throw as many sidearms. Like, everything about his path is seen super ambiguous and questionable in his own mind. So whereas surgery is like, you do this, here are the steps to recovery. That's why it weirds me out. It's because, like, Eagle has just seemed very uncertain about his own injury.
Well, we don't have to look far to know that Eagle's timid. You just watch one Instagram video of him throwing a forehand and compare it to any other time he's ever thrown a forehand in his life, and you're like, yeah.
I don't know what that's about.
That guy's timid. My personality trait, personally, I would be more scared after surgery. All right, before we get into Trevor's trivia, I want to give a quick shout out to our beverage sponsor today.
Oh, yeah.
Third Wave Coffee. First and foremost, to disclose, Third Wave Coffee is actually my brother's coffee shop. It's where I got into specialty coffee. Personally, via my brother. I worked there for a few years, and it just felt like a natural fit because so many people were starting to ask me questions about specialty coffee. People were noticing stuff like at my house in the background of my reels. I had like different grinders and stuff, but Third Wave is what I personally drink all the time, and I'm stoked that we're now working with my brother to be the beverage sponsor of Grip Locked. You can head over to third-wave.coffee. They have 20 single-origin coffees from all over the world. They are committed to ethical and sustainable sourcing, and they have coffee for everyone. They have a lot of bright and fruit-forward roast, which is what I more lean towards, but they also have dark roast Nicaraguan and with Robusta with 2 times the caffeine, if that's kind of what you're more into.
Ooh.
And they're willing to offer 20% off your order with the code GRIPLOCKED at third-wave.coffee. Again, that's 20% off your order with the code GRIPLOCKED at third-wave.coffee. And if you're local to Lynchburg area, there's shops right up the road from our shop. So you can play a little disc golf, get a little coffee, drink a little drink, smoke a little smoke. You know what I mean? Third Wave Coffee, thanks
Go
again.
pick up a cup of coffee and then come shop around the store with your coffee.
Oh, yeah. Thanks again, Third Wave, for being the beverage sponsor today. Show them some love over at third-wave.coffee. All right, time for the fan favorite
I
segment.
have a question for you, Hunter.
Yep,
What am I drinking right now?
I honestly didn't ask. I'm drinking a single origin Guatemala Americano. I just walked in and got 2 black coffees for y'all.
So yours is just like full of guacamole?
Yeah.
Did I say guacamole? I thought I said Guatemala.
Say Guatemala.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I got
Whatever
an
it is, it's
Americano.
good. I like it.
It's yours just drip.
Yeah, it's a good drip.
Whatever's on drip today.
It's good drip.
Before
Whatever's
we get
on
into
tap.
this trivia, somebody just messaged us in Discord and said, you guys got to talk about this. So there is this shopping mall in Estonia. It looks like, if they said it's one of the biggest shopping centers, it looks like the craziest thing. It looks huge. And they are doing a disc golf event. This is a active shopping mall. Like it's not abandoned. And they're doing a disc golf event, 250 plus players, 65 holes, 2 rounds, and they're just playing through this shopping mall.
That's pretty cool.
That is incredible.
It looks
Can
awesome.
we please fly out there?
You know what
looks
we need to do?
awesome.
Is fly out there?
Yes, but no, we need to get into the downtown Urban Open.
What the
Have
heck
you
is
seen that? In
No, but-
Oh,
Raleigh,
yeah, yeah,
I think.
yeah.
It fills up
I've
in
seen,
like 3
I think
seconds.
I've seen coverage
Yeah,
of it.
I have seen it
Yeah,
as well.
oh man, I've always wanted to play. It fills up so fast every year. I think they still do it.
I've watched coverage of it.
Yeah,
Who was
Barry
playing
Schultz
in it?
always played
Barry
in
Schultz,
it.
that's it.
Schwebby would play in it.
Yeah.
But they would have like a basket would be like in a parking garage, and you're throwing it
Yeah.
into the parking garage. Oh, it looked like so much fun.
That does sound like a lot of
We've
fun.
gotta- we've
I
gotta
used to
pull
freak
some
out about
strings,
that.
figure out
I
how to
think
get into
one of
the-
my most watched YouTube disc golf YouTube videos has to be the Paul versus Simon like P2 only in the Discmania
indoor-
warehouse.
the guy-
Yeah.
I watched that video probably 100 times.
The coverage I've seen of that is Terry Gallup.
Yeah,
He wins
he's in it.
He wins it.
Yeah, the downtown Urban Open. We got to get into that one year
That'd be so much fun.
somehow.
All right, so the game we're going to do today, this kind of plays off of, so if you listen to the episode where I had Hunter and Konner do like their Christmas gift thing, where I gave them like, you get this many keywords on eBay, and then you pick a number. And that's your
Yeah,
thing.
that was fun.
So the way we're going
I still need to put that gazelle in my
we're
bag.
kind of turning this into a game where you're going to get, we'll say 4 or less keywords, and you'll get to pick a number as well to go to that page. But your goal is to get the most expensive disc possible. Now, the rules are it has to be a disc.
That's tough.
It has to be a disc, obviously. And if you
Does
pick
it
a
have to
number,
be an active listing?
it has to be an active listing, and it
Ooh.
cannot be a lot. If somehow you land on one of those, we'll just go to the next one. And you cannot repeat, like you can repeat like one word, like I would say manufacturer, but I would say mold cannot be repeated. So no repeated molds by either of you. And I think that'd be the only one that would make
What
it.
do you mean repeated? We're going to do
Like if
multiple
you
of
say,
these?
you'll each get, we'll each have you do 3.
Okay.
And yeah, so you can't say, like if somebody says Firebird, Firebird's done.
I've got
Who
mine.
goes? You want to play rock, paper, scissors? See who goes first?
Sure.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right,
right,
Konner
I'll
goes
go
first. Or you can choose if you'd rather.
I'll go.
not.
I want to go first.
Okay, Konner.
Okay, so just he just can't repeat the mold I say.
Yeah, you can go manufacturers and plastics can be repeated because like that would only be fair, but you can't do the same molds. Like if you take
And how many
Firebird,
words do I get?
what?
How many words do I get?
4 or less.
4 or less.
I'm searching this on eBay. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Okay, I think that I'm ready.
Okay.
And I have to include in my words a way for it to know I'm talking about disc golf.
Correct.
So this is all you're typing in. It's just our 4
Yep.
words.
Whatever your 4 words are, what's getting typed in here.
Come on, Konner.
It's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be easy.
It's the first thing that
No,
pulls
you
up?
get to pick a number. So you
Oh,
can,
I hate that. I hate that even more.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going. I know 2 of my words are going to be 4-claw.
I was thinking that track.
Now, do I want to? I don't even know if I want to say a mold. I might just say Macbeth Discraft.
okay.
But I haven't said it yet because I feel like I don't want to narrow it down to a mold, but like I know the zone is probably the most. Oh, if I put black.
Your time's ticking here.
What's my time limit? I was never
we're gonna
told a
have to
time
set a
limit.
timer because this is taking.
Well, we gotta set it after
do
this.
3 of
I
these.
didn't agree to that.
All right.
5.
After this, we're doing 30-second timer.
Whoa!
Well, Hunter doesn't have to get a
I
timer.
get a limitless
You will.
one.
You will. My gosh.
Is that the movie where he becomes limitless?
You better pick your words.
You know we only use 10% of our brain.
I'm gonna punch both. Of you.
I'd like to see you try. What are you, go gadget?
Put an arm just like pops out of the wall.
Okay, so I'm going 4-claw.
Okay. 4.
I need to have something to say that it's a disc golf disc because I would love to say 4-claw black on black, but that's just what's gonna pop up.
Yeah.
Well, it's the most expensive item, or it has to be a disc.
It'd also be
Gold.
gold bars. That would be if this wasn't a disc golf podcast. That would be just a fun thing to do. In general.
would be.
We did that on the
That's a
banter.
thing.
Big,
Yeah.
expensive diamond.
Can you please go? We've got three of these.
Sorry. Okay. You're right. This isn't even the last thing I'm going to eat today.
Yeah.
4-claw. Okay, I'm going to go safe here. I'm just going to 4-claw, Macbeth, Discraft.
I think that's a great
Start
option.
with Discraft,
And then
please.
what's your number? Before I search, I want to hear your
2.
2.
Spin that wheel.
Spin that.
Another thing to mention is sponsored posts are I'm going to skip them.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
won't,
that's
they
great.
won't match.
It's great.
That's
It's
fair.
great. Would you mind sorting from
Most
high price
expensive.
to?
So the
Can
number
I pick my filters?
the number 2 option, dang.
Oh, that's not good.
So unfortunately, it looks like the 4-claw algorithm is just getting crushed by 6-claw stuff right now.
Oh, it's like a 6-claw
So
Ventress.
it is limited Paul Macbeth Discraft 6-time claw ESP discs pre-order Buzz/Luna/Zeus/more.
So it's like 20
and the price is
20
$26.99.
That
All
sucks.
right. I'm
butts.
willing to take. I'm willing
That
to
sucks
roll.
butts.
I'm willing to roll
You
the
are
dice
if you had
again.
picked one, it would have
was
been
gonna
a
say-
force that was $150.
I'm about to roll the dice, the same line of thought, but I'm gonna go a different direction.
Okay.
I'm going. There's a chance it doesn't come up disc golf, but I'm willing to risk it. I'm going 4-claw,
Okay, 4-claw,
black,
black,
Zone.
Yeah, that was
What's
what
your
I should
number?
have done. That's what I should
1.
have done.
1.
It might not be a disc. 1? That's even more dangerous.
No,
I thought it was what you got was Fantastic Four number 62. It's some comic book from the MCU in
I had to
1967.
try it. I had to try it.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah,
That
no,
was
there
smart.
wasn't really anything. There was a couple discs after that, but nothing too
Oh,
crazy.
so I won that one.
No, we had
It's
to find
cumulative price.
It's cumulative.
okay.
So it's 27 to
Oh,
nothing.
I didn't even
right
know that
now.
how it worked.
It's 27 to nothing.
Did
right
you
now.
say?
I
that?
didn't even know that how it worked.
I thought we were just trying to find the most expensive. We had 3 shots
No,
at it.
it's cumulative.
Did you say that at the beginning? It would have definitely changed my mind.
I mean, I don't know why else I would have thought it.
I don't know.
that sucks.
Anyways,
It's okay. You're only down
you're
by
only down
25.
27. Yeah.
27.
It's
Could be. I would have went.
Konner.
I would have went $300.
Connor, you have 30 seconds starting now.
Holy frick. Okay. Ah!
If you put Connor on the clock, you just lose.
I mean, let's first off, can we
Yes,
ban
please
yelling?
stop screaming in our
I
ears.
can't-
Secondly,
It's okay,
it
it's
had to have been
compressed.
30 seconds.
You're
by
right.
now.
You have 15 seconds left.
That's it. If you start a
that's right
timer,
when I said it.
man, time's slow.
Do Innova Champion Edition Firebird.
Okay. Innova
I had 15 seconds.
Champion.
You
I
had 30.
Well, I spent 15 screaming.
Edition.
Okay.
Who made you do
Firebird.
that?
What number do you
Trevor
want?
did.
What number do you want?
1.
Okay.
Number 3 is the one you wanted.
CE Firebird, 169 gram Champion Edition PFN Vintage Innova Disc Golf Driver for $60.
All right. That's not
That's
terrible.
respectable.
That's not
That's
terrible.
about what you would have got out of
Yeah.
that. That's pretty good. So that'll put you at 87. Hunter.
Dude, the 30.
Hunter definitely has a chance, though. Like, you can-
thinking.
All right.
He just took Firebird though
20
and didn't use Sexton, which is pretty
2015.
Oh,
surprising.
you're right. I'm an idiot. I'm a stupid idiot.
2015, Sexton, Innova, Glow.
Oh, so trying to get
Yeah,
around the
that's
mold
smart.
thing.
That's smart.
I like that.
Yeah,
because the
I'm
mold.
a big
If I
dummy
land
for
on
that.
Firebird, that's okay. He just can't use it.
And we're just gonna go 1.
2015 Sexton Innova Glow, and if it's and like I mentioned before, if I do land on a lot, I will just go to the very next one.
Well, if you find a lot of them, let's buy it first off. 1.
Oh, no.
2015 Innova Nate Sexton Signature
Dang.
Champion Glow Firebird Rare Disc Golf used, $800.
Yes!
We might as well call it.
Come on! I'd like to thank my mom.
I mean,
my
I don't know why
dad.
that wasn't both of your first thoughts to go there.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think about a Sexton.
but here's the
Firebird.
thing. Okay, I'll let Connor go.
Well, I lost. There's no getting around that.
I think there is. You have like one chance, I think, to get around it. Maybe. I
What
don't
the
know.
heck disc would be more than that?
Well, you just got to remember the rules of the game, and what I
Yeah.
said you couldn't repeat.
True. So I can say Sexton again.
Correct.
Oh, you're gonna try to one up me?
Did you say
Do it.
1? Did you say 1?
I'm not telling you a word.
Trevor, what did he say?
You can't. Come on.
Why not?
What? It doesn't matter. He said 2015 Sexton Innova Glow.
Yeah, I want to know which one he
Yeah,
chose.
don't. That's cheatery.
I mean,
Well, I can't say the same number as you, so it's just to
Unbelievable.
keep me from saying the same number.
Oh,
If you would
you're
like-
you're saying you're going to take the exact same.
gonna do the
phrase.
No,
same
I'm not
thing.
going to take the exact same thing.
Just
Probably.
he said 1.
He said 1.
Unbelievable.
Well, then I'm going
Take
to
it and say 2. Do it. Take an Insane 2.
Okay, fine.
Dang it.
I'm taking Insane 2.
That's what I was going to do.
Number-
It's
asked me
definitely
to.
worth like 17
Number
bucks.
2 is a signed 2015 Nate Sexton Glow Champion Firebird, new $1,493.
All right, I got one more thing in my back pocket.
That was your fault. You told me to.
It was. I was
You're my
hoping,
boss. I
was
legally
hoping,
have to do what you say.
I was hoping that I was going to be like, all right, fine, I'm not going to do it then. And then I was going to do it. I got one more thing in my back pocket.
All right, this is Hunter. This is your last turn.
Yes.
This is it.
Last
this is
turn.
it. So you're down right now. You need to basically get a little over $700.
Remember
you
when
need
I
to
was
get-
like, it's
Yep.
$60.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay. I got to think through my word choice here.
okay.
How much is he down?
Let me get the exact number.
Was it like...
Can I Google something?
His was
but not the
800, mine
price
was
of something.
1600.
Just I want to know
Hold on a second.
what other words I need to throw in.
He's down
Am I
like
allowed to do that?
$700.
He's down 780 right now.
Am I allowed to Google?
No, absolutely not. That's ridiculous.
I wasn't going to look up a price. I just need to know what word to
That's
put as my
cheating.
fourth.
That's cheating in the highest regard.
Yeah, you usually use your brain. Or do what I did and use your friend's brain.
Yeah, I didn't even think. I was thinking you were just gonna say like 2016.
I'm
I
ready.
was. That's what I was going to do, but then Hunter got all
Hunter
snarky.
gave him the better idea. Yeah.
Well, because he was asking what number I chose on the list.
I was,
Yeah.
that's I wanted the number.
That
You
was
chose-
I didn't even
ridiculous.
know what he was talking about.
That was just thievery.
Thievery.
Because you just stole my idea and took the next one down.
told me to.
Definitely should have made the rules.
you
more
said
strict,
do it.
but here
do
we
it.
are.
I dare you do it.
Because I thought that would make you not do
That's
it.
why I
was
run.
trying to-
That's
read
why
your
I run all
personality.
these. That's why I run all these games twice, so like the next time I'll make it more fair. But here we are.
I need to make sure it comes up. It's the
Yep,
only problem.
yep.
Las Vegas,
Las Vegas.
Innova, Sexton.
Innova Sexton. Oh, that's a good.
Ooh,
it's a good
that's
one.
fun. That's
I'm gonna
fun.
look at it first and then ask for the number.
I'm just going one.
So it said no results found for Las Vegas Innova Sexton. There's only results that match fewer words. So
I say
don't-
give him
I
another
think we
shot,
give you
but you
another
only
shot.
get 3.
Yeah, I agree. You only get 3 words. That's your penalty because there's nothing that matched Las Vegas Innova Sexton. Unfortunately. And I will say I
Is it
did,
just because nothing's being sold right now?
I did just find one and it's not expensive. So, but it didn't match the search term. So I'll give
It's
you
because
one
they
more.
have to be active listings. Because these things are going for like $2,000.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
'Cause it has to be an active
I saw an
listing?
active listing. It just didn't match the search term for some reason.
It
was
is
just
so
under there.
crazy that Sextons are
But it was
going
only
for
like
that much.
$180.
I can't believe I forgot about Sexton
I need to get
Firebirds.
$700.
$780 to tie. I'm just like trying to think if there is. I think there's one more disc that I've seen crazy listings for that I don't think you would think of because it is incredibly random. And it was like really weird listings that I don't know if they still exist. So that doesn't help you. This man's brain has just gone into shock.
I have to get $800.
Your best bet might just be to go along the same lines of the thought and just hope you pick one.
I'll just go 2015 Sexton Innova Glow and choose like number 5.
Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's only 4 that match the search terms.
I mean, just give
apparently.
me a loss.
So I'll give you 4.
I was also only supposed to use 3 words.
It's also true. Well, it was only $650 anyways. You lost. The only other one that I was thinking of.
How are the Vegas Firebirds not on there?
There
Those
was one.
things were
There was one
crazy.
on there. eBay's search terms suck because like if I searched it, it said nothing matched. But then if you scroll down, there's one right here for $180 listed. Now it's a bid. It's a bid. It's not a buy it now.
I'll say those things were. I mean, when
here's
Sexton
one for
first,
$450. Here's one.
When those things first came out, they were flipping
huge.
for like $2,000 or $3,000.
The one that I was thinking of, I remember from a while ago.
Well, that's what I was thinking about. That's why I was asking if it had to be active because if I could have gotten the Macbeth AVR Destroyer, that's a guaranteed $3,000.
I don't know if those are listed. The one that I remember
Dang,
from
that's
a
a good
while
one.
ago was there was Vibram discs that were listed
But
for like
Vibram
a
started
few
making discs
$1,000s. This is also a while, and there's Vibram's still some expensive ones as I look now, but there was a while where you could buy Vibram drivers because they were discontinued for like $1,000. Like they were the most expensive listings on eBay.
It's funny because if you think about it,
eBay's
even
a-
though
their
Vibram
searching
doesn't
kinda
make
sucks.
discs anymore, they're probably the most successful
They
disc
do
golf
make
company
discs right now.
because they probably make the most money out of anybody, but it's because they actually make soles for shoes.
They are making discs again. They're selling them for $50.
Really?
Yep.
Piece.
They brought him back
That's crazy.
like they were like late
think
to
they-
the hype, and then they brought him back for super expensive, and disc golf just kind of shunned them.
They make soles for like what shoes is it?
Keens.
Keens. I think it's some other hiking shoes. Quinoas.
I think they do for quite a bit. Of
They
shoes,
do for
yeah.
a lot.
They're big.
So this past weekend, well, I don't know, actually, was it this past weekend? Yeah. The Shelly Sharp, I
I didn't
believe it
even
is.
look at the final scores.
This is like the unofficial start to the season for a
Yeah.
lot of players.
It's a good warm-up.
It's just a solid A tier. It used to be like a bigger deal because it was courses that were used for the Memorial, and the Memorial was like the actual start of the season before it got booted off the tour. But this was fascinating because it gave us our first look at Anthony Barella playing with Discraft. Also gave us our first look at Drew Gibson and Adam Hammes. Previous years, you would watch this tournament and you would think that Adam Hammes and Anthony Barella are about to win 35
yes.
Pro Tour events, even though
especially
there's only
Hammes
15 of
last
them.
year. Oh my gosh,
They looked on fire.
looked unconscious.
This year, they looked terrible.
Yeah.
I'm going to
That's
shoot
not
it to you
good.
straight.
Yeah.
They did not look like they were playing disc golf out
I started watching it.
None of them.
I was so excited. I was like, these courses are pretty easy. Like, they're wide open. I can't wait to watch AB just ripping all over this. Like, it was a card that was so exciting. And then they just throwing like errant shots, like shots that were just like, not even just like, oh, that's a little off, like bad shots. Like, I don't know what, like, obviously there's always some rust to be involved, but like they know those courses, like AB knows those courses like the back of his hand. And he did not look good. Now, I looked at the scores just now, and it looked like AB, Gibson, and Hammes, who all three looked pretty shaky. They bounced back a little bit, and their last rounds were okay. But
Let's just put it this way.
Marweed took him to task.
I was going to say, AB lost to Andrew Marweed by 13 strokes across 3 rounds.
Yeah, like in his home state at his home courses.
Wow,
and
that's crazy.
I'm not about to lay down the hammer here because it is like first A tier with the new discs.
Well, no, here's what I'll throw out there. Previous years, they've looked goated at this course, and they've sucked all season.
So maybe it's a
So
flip-flop.
maybe it's a flip-flop.
I don't know. I saw flashes of good things, but man, I saw some concerning
It was depressing.
stuff. I did see a few instances of like,
I did see Drew Gibson throw one of the farthest hyzers of my entire life.
yeah.
It was a 415-foot hole,
But I will.
and homeboy went like 30 long on a spike hyzer.
It seemed to me watching the coverage, like 3 guys, like, because Kale played okay, but Kale's not like, I'm not expecting crazy things out of Kale anymore. I was expecting a lot of big things, and it seemed like 3 guys that were a little bit shell shocked. Like they got out there and were like, "Ooh, disc golf is hard." Like I forgot. Like they seemed rusty to me.
Yeah, I agree.
And like with AB, he has the excuse, I guess, of learning the bag, but there were some shots that I was just like scratching my head a little bit, like, huh? So I don't know. I'm not gonna lay down the hammer, like I said, and just be like, they're all gonna suck this year, because we don't know anything to happen.
No, if history tells us anything, they're going to have a great season,
Yeah.
because typically they pop off of these events and then they suck.
But hey, good for.
Well, I say suck,
Good
relatively.
for Marweed, and good for Noah Miensma. Good for him to have a good tournament.
Let's see
too.
what was the payout for him out here. Marweed took home $1,440. Decent.
Not great, but that's okay for
I mean, for an A tier, they had 2,000 added. That is pretty rough,
yeah,
huh?
that's not great.
But yeah, so I don't know. I just thought it was fascinating because I did the same thing. I saw the disc golf guy had the coverage out, and I was like, oh, we get a chance to watch AB on coverage. And then I clicked on it, and like 3 or 4 holes in, I was like, this is rough. This is rough. This is not what I expected. Because like it was also like typically they tear this course up, and they were just having a hard time getting under par.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that course, like they were making it look really difficult at times, and I was like,
I mean, one point
literally, like I turned it off at one point. I was just like, this is not
at
fun
one
to
point,
watch.
Terry said something along the lines like, "There's only 7 trees in the fairway, and I think
he
this
found
card's
every
hit all of them."
single one. Yeah, it was
pretty fun.
weird. It just did not. Something just looked off. Like it just does not look good.
Yeah,
So,
it'll be. I mean, they got.
I'm just
they
gonna
got
try
several
and
weeks to
block it
turn
out of my
around.
memory. But I wasn't loving my first taste of disc golf this
No,
year.
I had to bring it up because I watched it. Like I clicked on it
Yeah.
like a kid waiting for Christmas, and then I quickly turned it off. Like when you open your first present, it's only socks.
I like socks.
That's how I
though.
felt. I like socks too. Here's a question for you. I'm getting better and better at these transitions. I was just thinking like we're getting close to a season preview show. We're not there yet.
Yeah,
we're only
close.
a few weeks out. Only a few, like probably 2 weeks from now, we'll be talking a little all-star event, and then 3 weeks from now is probably when the preview show will actually launch.
I can't wait.
Which
for the
is super
season, dude.
exciting.
I'm so excited for the season. This year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very good season. But I figured a fun little
We take the season for granted every year.
we do
How
fun
fun
little
it is.
taste of a season preview would be you have unlimited budget to go to one tournament other than a major. Can't be a major. Any singular tournament this year. Where would you? Because I took the majors out because obviously we're choosing European Open most likely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pulling that one out because I'm like, I don't want boring answers.
Unlimited budget.
Unlimited budget to go one tournament. I don't know. You don't really need unlimited budget because disc golf's not expensive, but that way you don't have to worry about if you wanted to fly.
You get to pick the nicest flight, the nicest hotel.
Sure.
While you're there, you get to.
But it's more so like
do
what
whatever.
tournament excites you the most to be on the ground as a viewer other than majors.
So that's kind of
Is
a different.
Kona PGA
I would have
major?
like different answers depending on how I'm feeling about it. Because like part of me wants to say PCS, like the Sula Open, because the field will be better this year, and I'd get to go to Europe and have an unlimited budget to be staying somewhere really nice, have a nice flight.
I wanted to be more focused on the tournament.
If I'm
than
just thinking
the
about where
environment
I-
of where
Is
you're
it,
staying.
is Kona Peach Day a major?
No,
No.
It's part of
That's
the,
mine because
It is part of the Euro Tour.
I always really loved watching that
Is
tournament.
that at Franz Ferdinand Park?
I think so.
Or is that a different one?
The only thing about that is like there's not going to be a ton of big players there, or like many at all.
Paul will be there,
They're
though.
just like-
Paul
Paul.
used to play. Big players used to play there.
Well, it's on the
'cause
Euro Tour.
It was on
though.
the World Tour,
True.
and then it was a major.
Well, then I'm still picking it. Just you're right. That would be kind of weird to go to then. But Paul will be there, and I've always just loved watching those courses.
Honestly?
I always felt like those courses were really well taken care of and really well maintained. It had really interesting holes, and so I think that one was just a lot of fun for me to watch. That's apart from getting to go there, But it would also be fun to be there.
I'm like,
So I think that's mine.
part of me.
I always loved that. That was like one of the first tournaments I fell in love with.
Part of me wants to say MVP because I think that tournament is really well run, so it'd be cool to experience. Part of me also wants to just say Vegas because like it's the opener. Like being there at the season opener would be pretty electric, and an unlimited budget in Vegas. No,
you got to take the unlimited budget out of it.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I should have put a Trevor
I
clause.
think that.
I just didn't want people to be like, well, it'd be so expensive for me to get out to
MVP.
wherever.
I think MVP
That's where my head was going.
because I think that's an event I just like to be a part of.
I'm trying to think of
I'd like to just see how that event because people talk
That'd be
so
cool.
highly of
That'd be
it.
very
I'd like
cool.
to be there and be a part of that event.
yeah, MVP is definitely where my mind went.
And it's gonna
But
it's always gonna have a great field.
I won't say the same answer as Trevor. What I'm thinking is I want the environment. I want more so I want
Des Moines.
That's what I was thinking. More so I want the fans to be loud, rowdy. Like USDGC, it's the course is just a small fraction of what makes that. What makes USDGC is the environment they
Right.
build with the audience.
I think
the
MVP
championship
has
village.
that.
Yeah.
MVP
But
definitely
Des
would.
Moines is definitely
a part of the
I
eight
would
holes.
like to be to Des Moines.
But I think Des Moines is where I'm going because
Yeah.
that's what players always talk about is
Right.
like they leave Pickard Park in Des Moines and every pro I've heard just hypes up the crowd.
Yeah.
Of like the crowd brings it at Des Moines and that's what they
Yeah.
love going to. They have their own version of the 8 holes.
That's awesome. Des Moines
So I
is
think
awesome.
I'd
That's
go
a good
Des Moines.
idea.
I
That's a
think
good
that's where I'd
idea.
go because I would say something like I've already been to Ledgestone. I've already been to Idlewild.
Yeah. Those
I
are
think
other two
the
big
Blue
ones.
Ridge Open Silver Series event could be fun. That's the one at Marion,
North Cove.
North Cove. I think that'll have a good crowd because it's not that far from Charlotte. But
It's a Silver Series. And
it's
you know
a
how you
Silver
feel about
Series.
Silver Series.
Yeah, I think Des Moines. I
guy's
think
a Silver
I'm
Surfer,
liking
man.
I'm liking Des Moines. Off-season player tracking. We got a few more moves that happened. You thought the off-season was over. The only reason I'm be transparent with y'all. I only wanted to continue this segment because I saw a move that no one is going to care about, but I know us three will.
Okay, I can't wait.
KJ Nybo has left Innova.
Oh my gosh! Wait, I think I saw a post
I
about
don't know
that.
who to trust anymore.
I didn't read the
Posted.
post. I just saw him with a bunch of Innova discs in front of him.
He
Didn't
is
think
no
anything.
longer with Innova.
What? How? Why? Why would he do that to me?
I don't know. Let me pull up his Instagram to read it.
that doesn't make any sense.
Now, if you're
Doesn't make
sitting
any
here
sense.
wondering who the heck is KJ Nybo, how dare you?
Carl Johan.
He's my best
Carl Johan?
friend.
But no, like the modern
Have you ever
day,
heard of the swirly T-bird?
the modern day disc golfer will not know KJ Nybo if you really think about it. Okay, let me read you. Let me
that
read you
is
his
crazy
post.
to think about.
Farewell,
That's not a
Innova.
world I want to live in.
He said, farewell, Innova. For 16 amazing years, I've been a proud member of the Innova family. 5 sold-out runs of my signature discs and a bag full of tournament-winning plastic. I'm thankful for the trust and support the Innova team has given me since the beginning. I wouldn't have 13 Danish championship titles without you. It's time to start a new chapter of my life and revitalize my game. My new sponsor is a perfect match for this journey. Stay tuned for the big announcement.
So what do we think?
I don't know.
Latitude.
I think I'm sad.
Yeah,
Prodigy.
I'm very sad. I don't want to see him
big
anywhere
European
else.
companies. He had one of the best.
It's not Discraft. I
He
just
had
know
one of
it's
the
not Discraft.
best signature discs ever. Those T-birds that
Yeah,
made
'cause it
it
had
look
the
like,
retro stamp.
made it look like the KC Pro T-birds.
those
It was
World Star
KJ Pro
T-birds.
T-birds.
Oh, they're so cool.
One of the best ever. I had a chance at getting one of those, and I think I let Konner take it.
Nope.
Or what happened to it? The one that was in the U section.
I didn't take it.
Did it
There's
just,
one
we
in
just-
the U
I
section?
think we just left it in there to
Yeah.
get bought, which was big of us. But I
Did it
regret
get bought?
Yeah, it was like opening day, like very first bunch we had in there.
Was it my collection?
It might have been,
No, that would make me feel better.
Caleb had one.
but I
They
I had,
biggest
like,
regret in
seven.
my
had them
life, man.
at Nationals one year. They had them in the pro
They're
shop.
so cool. I want one so bad.
I got a chance once to use
Somebody
some
let
of
me know. I'll
Paul's
trade you for one.
allotment with Innova to just shop their warehouse,
You're so cool.
and it was the coolest moment of my life. No joke.
That is a cool moment to be.
And I
alive.
used it to get a bunch of KJ T-birds, and I got some Jen Allen T-birds, and I got some Sexton Firebirds, and I got a few Destroyers
That's
and some TLs.
disgusting,
I got
man.
like
Nepotism is ridiculous.
I'm not related to Paul.
He's
Oh,
your
yeah.
father.
He's your daddy.
KJ Naibo's left Innova. I don't know. It made me sad.
That is actually crazy.
Also, because we're still doing this segment, so I got to cover everything. Nate Perkins has also left Discmania.
That's an interesting one because I wonder, like, is he actually going to end up like with another company, or is he just going to do the Pro Tour thing?
Well, he also
Did he
he's an
say?
agent, isn't he? Like, doesn't
kind of, yeah.
I don't think he made a post. I feel like he did it in a. Did he make a post about it?
KJ Naibo is throwing like weird molds, like Millennium molds. He's throwing like QMSs and stuff like that.
Imagine he just goes all Millennium.
That
Dude,
wouldn't make
Millennium
any
needs
sense.
some respect,
3
bro.
days ago, he said he was going to be releasing a video on his own channel that will go into more details of how he came to this life decision. I didn't watch that video yet because I didn't know it existed. I'm apparently not following Perks of Disc Golf on Instagram.
That's a tough scene.
So that is a tough scene. I will now be following you. I'm sorry, Nate Perkins. But yeah, he's gone from Discmania. He's not really a player per se anymore. I know
He's
has,
one of the guys in limbo.
Yeah, he's like in between where he's doing some announcing. He's
a few
done
of
some
them.
player management where he's like negotiated contracts and stuff. So
I could see him going with like a retailer for an open bag.
Maybe.
Yeah, that would make
maybe.
sense.
Just do a few signature runs. or
But
something.
yeah, KJ Naibo, man, didn't see it coming. It hurt. He's gone. Who knows where he'll end up? I mean,
I saw that post.
isn't there
and
a
I didn't
Danish
read
company? Isn't there a Danish manufacturer?
I
Why do I feel like there
I think
was?
Clash is Polish. You might be thinking that,
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
but that also might. I think
I
that's
swore
true.
there was a Danish manufacturer. I don't know. Something to think about. It'll be interesting to see
Something to think about.
where KJ Naibo ends up. And if you don't know who KJ Naibo is, just do
Just
some
Google,
Googling, man.
Watch that ace they had. That was
His
sick.
form always made you think he was going to break his knees, unless I'm thinking of someone else.
No, I
You
think
think
you're
about
right.
Trevor Staub.
Oh, that's it.
on,
All right, there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Grip Locked. Don't forget to go over to our Twitter to vote on In the Bag. Also, if you want all of our show notes in your email each and every week, in case you don't have a chance to listen to the show, but you still want to stay up to date on what's going on in the disc golf world, there's a link in the description down below to sign up for the newsletter. It goes out every Monday with the release of Grip Locked. It's also a good reminder to watch Grip Locked because it will have a link to the show right there in your inbox. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Talk to you again next week.